The following is a slightly historical series on the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era of China's history. Because this is based off of a video game, and myself playing it, there will be a lot of incorrect information that we will correct using the help of Wikipedia. For those of you who want to learn more about Dynasty Warriors, or the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era, I suggest reading the book. Please enjoy the following presentation. Today, we play as Ma Chao, a young officer often known as Ma Chao the Splendid, the eldest son of Ma Tang of Zhiliang. He fights with a strong sense of justice. Ma Chao was from Maoling County, which is located northeast of present-day Jinping. He was the eldest son of Ma Tang, who descended from Ma Yuan, a general who lived in the early Han Dynasty. Ma Tang's father, Ma Ping, whose courtesy name was Zishuo, served as a military officer in Tianshui Commandery during the reign of Emperor Huan. After losing his post, Ma Ping went to live among the Qiang tribes in the region, married a Qiang woman, and had a son, Ma Tong. Ma Tong, along with Han Sui and others, were warlords who were held considerable influence in Liang province towards the end of the Eastern Han, and were reluctant to submit to Han rule. In 192, Ma Tong accepted the appointment of general who attacks the west from the Han imperial court and garrisoned his army at Mei County. However, he rebelled against the Han dynasty later and attacked the city of Chang'an, but failed to conquer it, so he retreated back to Liang province. Then, as, Ma Chao, his child, in 197, the warlord Cao Cao, who had become the de facto head of the Han central government, placed Zhong Yao, the colonel director of retainers, in charge of guarding the Guangdong region. Zhong Yao wrote to Ma Tong and Han Sui, explaining to them the benefits of submitting to the Han court, and the negative consequences of not doing so. When Cao Cao became the imperial chancellor, he wanted to recruit Ma Chao to serve in the Han government, but Ma refused. After Cao Cao's series of campaigns in the northeast, after his victory over Yuan Shao at the Battle of Guan Yu, he ordered Zhang Yao to attack Yuan's allies Gao Gan and Guo Yuan in Pingyang. Ma Tong sent Ma Chao to assist Zhong Yao. And as we know from Zhu Chu's story, this is probably where it's going to pick up for Ma Chao.
I am Ma Chao, son of Ma Tang, a clan leader from the land of Liang. Under my father's guidance, I have spent my life training to be a great warrior. My father recently raised and led a coalition with other regional lords to overthrow Dong Zhuo, a tyrant who was threatening to invade our land. But now those who helped us defeat Dong Zhuo are fighting each other. Things are even worse. Whatever happens, though, I won't let them touch my homeland of Liang.
Ma Chao, I am Pang De. I am taking part in your alliance against Dong Zhuo. I would like for you to remember me. According to Ma Tang, you are to go around attacking Dong Zhuo's bases. I see. This will weaken the enemy, making the battle that much easier for our allies. We, the people of this land, cannot allow such tyranny to run rampant. Let us all unite and drive out that tyrant Dong Zhuo.
Now, I'm not too sure about what this upcoming battle is, but I don't see it listed in Ma Chao's, I don't see it listed in Ma Chao's thing here, his Wikipedia. So, I mean, it is likely that Dong Zhuo did attack, the northwest after taking the capital for himself. So, not really sure if Ma Chao would have been old enough, because according to this, he was born in 176, and this was maybe 15, not even years later, so it's likely that this battle took place. I don't think it's likely that Ma Chao was even old enough for it, but I don't see it listed on his page, and again, it is with all these regional warlords attacking each other and that kind of thing, it is likely that this battle took place.
Ma Chao, show them the pride and soul of Liang.
Master Ma Chao, I entrust the future of Liang with you.
I won't disappoint you. I shall use my spear to clear us a path.
We have brought an end to the tyranny of Dongzhuo. Now the lands of Liang may return to a life of peace. This just goes to show that the warriors of Liang are not to be trifled with. However, the land is vast. It is only a matter of time before another Dongzhuo rises to threaten the land. We must prepare ourselves for when that time comes.
After the elimination of Dongzhuo, I worked hard to pacify the violence in Guanzhong. Now, however, Cao Cao wants it for himself, and is said to be leading his army this way. Cao Cao, the cold-blooded killer who executed my father and other members of my clan who tried to oppose him. I have joined forces with other regional leaders in Guanzhong to meet Cao Cao's army at Tong Gate.
Alright, so we are gonna skip just a little bit. I mentioned earlier that Cao Cao went on the series of campaigns after his victory over Yuan Shao at Guan Yu, ordered some of his men to attack the northwest. During the battle, let's see. Ma Chao served as an assistant officer who supervises the army and under Zhang Yao. During the battle, he was hit by a stray arrow in the foot, but he wrapped his foot in a pouch and continued fighting. His subordinate, Pang De, slew Guo Yan, and they defeated the enemy. Ma Tong got into conflict with Han Sui later, so he requested to leave Liang province and work in the capital. He was granted permission and appointed as Minister of the Guards by the Han court. Ma Chao was appointed as Lieutenant General, made a marquis of a chief village, and placed in charge of his father's troops in Liang. Ma Chao's younger brothers, Ma Zhu and Ma Tie, were appointed as Commandant of Equipage and Commandant of Iron Cavalry, respectively, and were ordered to bring all their family members with them to Ye. Only Ma Chao remained behind in Liang. That brings us to the Battle of Tong Pass. In 211, Cao Cao sent Zhong Yao and Zhao Ho Yuan to lead an army to attack Zhang Liu in Hanzhong Commandery. They were due to pass through the Guanzhong region along the way. Ma Chao suspected that Cao Cao was planning to attack him, so he contacted Han Sui to form an alliance. He told Han Sui, "Previously, Zhong Yao ordered me to harm you. Now, I know that the people from Guangdong, east of Tong Pass, cannot be trusted. Now, I abandon my father, and I am willing to acknowledge you as my father. You should also abandon your son and treat me like your son." Han Sui's subordinate Yan Jing earned his superior not to cooperate with Ma Chao, but Han still agreed to the alliance. Ma Chao also contacted Yang Qiu, Liu Kan, Cheng Yi, Ho Zhuan, Cheng Yin, Zhang Heng, Liang Jing, Ma Wan, and others. I'm pretty sure they could have put like 10 of those names in the "and others." But that directly contradicts Ma Chao saying here, "Oh, he killed my father," when in reality his father was working in the capital and he did not want to support Cao Cao, obviously. They formed a 100,000 strong coalition army to attack Tong Pass and to attack Tong Pass. Liu Zhang, the governor of Yi, wanted to marry his daughter to Ma Chao to build ties with him, but Wang Shang, a commandery administrator under Liu Zhang, opposed the idea and said that Ma Chao was courageous but inhumane and untrustworthy. Cao Cao led an army to Tong Pass to attack Ma Chao and the coalition, resulting in the Battle of Tong Pass.
When that army arrives, they will face a wall of men, united in their hatred. And I swear by the tip of my spear that I will find Cao Cao on that battlefield and run him through.
After both sides would clash in a few engagements, Cao Cao had talks with Ma Chao and Han Sui. Ma Chao relied on his great strength and secretly harbored the intention of dashing forth and capturing Cao Cao when they met. However, he did not dare make his move when Zhu Chu, one of Cao Cao's close aides, glared at him.
Our first step is to penetrate their defense.
Which you would remember from
Let any enemy officers invade Tong Gate.
the Zhu Chu story. So, Cao Cao would later follow Jia Xu's strategy to sow discord between Ma Chao and Han Sui and make them become suspicious of each other, taking advantage. Make them suspicious of each other, taking advantage of the hostility between Ma Chao and Han Sui. Cao Cao launched an attack on the northwestern warlords and defeated them.
Now you face me! You must be an evil man if you're trying to kill Lord Cao Cao!
Except, that's the exact opposite of what would happen. Earlier on, when Cao Cao's forces was going to cross the river and head west, Ma Chao told Han Sui we should resist them on the north side of the river. But Han Sui didn't like that idea.
I defeated Cao Cao's army, but somehow Cao Cao himself managed to get away. Our allies are searching frantically for him, but... oh well. Cao Cao is sure to show his face in Guangzhong again. I cannot imagine that he would give up on his ambitions so easily. And when that time comes, I'll be there to greet him.
So after Cao Cao would win the Battle of Tong Gate, Ma Chao would retreat westward, and as Cao Cao was pursuing him all the way to Anding, he gave up on the pursuit and headed east after receiving news about unrest in northern China. Yang Fu warned Cao Cao, Ma Chao has the courage of Han Jin and Ying Bu, and both the Qiang and Rong peoples deeply respect him. If we retreat now and don't station defenses here, we'll forfeit all the territories in this area. After Cao Cao left, as Yang Fu predicted, Ma Chao led the various tribes in the region to attack the commanderies and counties in Guangzhong. While the people responded to his call and joined him in the revolt, Ma Chao killed Wei Kong, the inspector of Liang province, and seized control of Liang's province's capital, Jichang, and forced Wei Kong's subordinates to submit to him.
I secured victory at Tong Gate, but was unable to capture Cao Cao. After that, I suffered the loss of many of my friends. Some died, while others simply abandoned me. I was both injured and tired when I encountered Master Liu Bei, who was fighting in Chengdu. He took me in as one of his officers, and my life found new direction.
I was kind of hoping we would have a second battle in the northwest, but it looks like we're not, so let me keep reading here. While Ma Chao besieged Wei Kong, Zhao Ho Yuan wanted to lead reinforcements to help him, but arrived too late, as Ji had already fallen. Ma Chao led an army out to face Zhao Ho Yuan, who would prove unable to defeat Ma Chao, and decided to withdraw his troops when he heard that the Di tribes in Qiang County had started a rebellion. Wei Kong's former subordinates Yang Fu, Jiang Zhu, Liang Quan, and Zhao Chu and others were unhappy with Ma Chao, so they plotted to get rid of him. Yang Fu and Jiang Zhu rebelled in Luchang, while others in Jichang pretended to urge Ma to suppress the revolt. Ma Chao followed their advice and led an army to attack, but could not conquer the city. When he returned, he saw that Liang Quan and Zhao Chu had closed the city gates and barred him from entering. Zhao Chu and the others also killed Ma Chao's wife and children in Jichang. In the summer of 212, about a year after Ma Chao rebelled against Cao Cao-controlled Han court, Cao Cao forced Emperor Jian to issue a decree ordering the execution of Ma Chao's father, Ma Tong, and the rest of his family who were with him at the time in Yi. So, a little out of order in the timeline, but it seems like Ma Chao didn't lie when his father was executed by Cao Cao, but just a little bit out of order. Let's see. Ma Chao fled to Hanzhong, where he borrowed troops from the warlord Zhang Lu and returned to attack those who drove him out of Guangzhong. He besieged Zhangzhou, Zhaoang, and their allies at Mount Qi, the mountainous regions around present-day Li County, for about 30 days until reinforcements led by Cao Cao's generals Zhao Hoyuan and Zhang He showed up and lifted the siege.
Now Liu Bei is setting out for battle with Wu to avenge the death of his sworn brother. I know the pain he feels myself all too well. I must do all that I can to help.
So it looks like we're skipping a little bit more here. Let's see. Around 214, the warlord Liu Bei was fighting to control Yi province with the provincial governor Liu Zhang. Ma Chao distrusted Zhang Lu and felt that he was not capable of great achievements, so he planned to defect to Liu Bei. When he heard that Liu Bei was besieging Liu Zhang in Chengdu, he wrote a secret letter to Liu Bei expressing his desire to serve the latter. Liu Bei was pleased to receive Ma Chao's letter, and he exclaimed, "Yi province is mine." He then sent Li Hui to meet Ma Chao and provide supplies and additional troops to Ma, after which Ma led his forces to the north of Chengdu and joined the siege. When the people of Chengdu saw Ma Chao and his troops below the city walls, they were greatly demoralized and fearful. Within 10 days of Ma Chao's arrival, Liu Zhang gave up the resistance and surrendered to Liu Bei. I am skipping a big paragraph about his service to Zhang Lu as well, because doesn't seem like that's going to be too relevant at the moment, and not really much happened there. No real battles, it seems. After occupying Yi province, Liu Bei appointed Ma Chao as general who pacifies the west and put him in charge of Linzhou. Liu Bei defeated Cao Cao in the Hanzhong campaign in 219 and declared himself king of Hanzhong, after which he appointed Ma Chao as general of the left. In 221, Liu Bei declared himself emperor and established the state of Shuhan. He appointed Ma Chao as general of agile cavalry and was governor of Liang province. Ma Chao was enfeoffed as Marquis of Tai district. Liu Bei's imperial edict to Ma Chao was as follows. "I am unworthy, but I have ascended the throne to preserve the Han dynasty. Cao Cao and Cao Pi will be remembered for their sins. I am disconsolate by their wrongdoings. The people loathe them and hope that the Han dynasty will be restored. With the Di, Qiang, Junyu, and other ethnic minorities willingly submitting to our rule. The Northerners look up to you, and your valor is well known among them. I have an important task for you. I hope you will use your influence to govern the northern border well and bring prosperity to the people there. You must show them the benefits of our government and be impartial in rewarding the good and punishing the evil. You have the blessings of the Han emperors, and you must not let the people down." When Peng Yang, an official under Liu Bei, was about to leave Chengdu to assume the new appointment in Zhangyang, he visited Ma Chao and told him, "You are outside while I am inside. The empire can be pacified." Ma Chao had recently joined Liu Bei's forces, and he was often fearful that he would get into trouble. After hearing what Peng Yang told him, he was shocked, as he thought that Peng Yang was asking him to participate in a coup d'etat against Liu Bei. However, he remained silent and did not respond. After Peng Yang left, Ma Chao secretly reported him and caused him to be arrested and executed. Huh? What? He's like, "I think this guy is plotting. Let's have him killed," when it doesn't really look like that was the case at all. In the Zhangyang Gong Zaiji, Zaiji, the records of the Duke of Shanyang recorded an incident between Guan Yu and Zhang Fei as follows. Ma Chao saw that Liu Bei treated him very generously after he defected to his side, so as he often addressed Liu Bei by his courtesy name, Zhuan De, when he spoke to him. Guan Yu was furious when he heard about it because he saw Ma Chao as being disrespectful, so he asked Liu Bei to execute Ma Chao. However, Liu Bei said, "He was in dire straits when he came to me. Why are you so angry about this? However, I can explain myself if I How can I ever explain myself if I executed someone just because he called me by my courtesy name?" Zhang Fei agreed. "Yes, you should show civility towards him." The following day, Liu Bei invited Ma Chao to attend a banquet. Guan Yu and Zhang Fei stood nearby and carried swords. After Ma Chao took his seat, he was surprised to see that Guan Yu and Zhang Fei were still standing. After that, he never called Liu Bei by his courtesy name again. The following day, he sighed. Now I know why he suffered defeats. I was almost killed by Guan Yu and Zhang Fei just because I called my lord by his courtesy name. From then on, he behaved more humbly in front of Liu Bei. Pei Zongxi, who annotated Ma Chao's biography in the Song Woshi, disputed this account as untruthful and nonsensical. Okay. Then it looks like it just skips to his death. So, in terms of his service under Liu Bei, I feel like I skipped a lot, but that's all that's written here. Oh.
Ma Chao, you have gained the heart of our lord. But in this battle, justice is not on our side. There is no virtue in vengeance. You would do well to remember that. The army my lord has assembled at Yiling is quite impressive, but it has one fatal flaw. If the enemy is wise, then I am afraid they will exploit it without fail. I apologize for my late arrival, but I have my reasons. Now we must somehow hold on and win this hopeless battle so that we may continue our dreams of a better tomorrow.
As from what I've seen, yeah, after occupying Yi province, which is probably this battle, the Battle of Yiling, but they lose this battle, so no, that was Yi province of the west, so I'm confusing myself.
Well done.
Save your compliments. I am only repaying you the debt I owe.
Forget it. We are all equals, fighting together for the same goal.
Equals? You mean even me?
Sun Quan must pay for the death of Guan Yu.
No idea what that was about.
You could break through our forces?
Because, yeah, it doesn't look like... Because this definitely happens after Liu Bei attacks, you know, the dude who is keeping him... Or rather, betrays the dude who is keeping him so he can, you know, control the province for himself. And then after that, there really isn't a mention of any other specific battle that Ma Chao takes place in. So... there really isn't much else to say, it seems.
In a sense, we were victorious. But due to my short temper, many had to sacrifice their lives to achieve this victory. I also allowed my enemy Sun Quan to escape. Now we had best return home and start rebuilding our strength. I too need to rethink the meaning of things such as justice and virtue.
Master Liu Bei passed away shortly after the Battle of Yiling. He was a great man, and it's a terrible shame that he died before he could realize his destiny. Now his kingdom has passed on to his son, Master Liu Chan. Liu Bei's dream of unifying the land lives on. And now more than ever, we must all work with Zhuge Liang to make it happen. To survive this age of three rival kingdoms, Zhuge Liang has unveiled a master plan to subdue our enemy way in the north. A chance for me to...
Alright, so we are going deep into fabrication and fiction here because, you know, in the actual timeline, Zhuge Liang's first ideas were to go south, pacify the south in the Nanman campaigns, and Ma Chao died of an unknown reason before that happened. But in the book Romance of the Three Kingdoms, he is mentioned to be still alive during those southern campaigns against the Nanman, and is in charge of guarding Hanzhong from possible attacks from Wei. He died of illness after Zhuge Liang returned from the campaign. So, I mean, maybe I'm mixing up the timeline a little bit. Maybe there is a northern battle before he goes south. I don't remember exactly. But at this point, Ma Chao dies. It's not written in history how he died, and his only surviving relative was his cousin. And before his death, he wrote to Liu Bei, who was, still alive at that point, over 200 members of my family were killed by Cao Cao. I only have my cousin Ma Dai left with me. He will be the one to continue my family line. I entrust him to your majesty's care. That is all I have to say. So, I expected a lot more from Ma Chao and his story, considering how cool of a character he is in this game, but now we're getting into, Ma Chao simply was not here parts of the story.
Ma Chao, our victory at Yiling is a result of your hard efforts. We brought virtue to a battle that began with none. I believe that your might is that powerful. Now, we shall move to protect Jieting, which is a strategic point for our northern campaign. Everybody, take up position along the roads and prepare to meet the Wei army in battle. On that land, it would appear beneficial to take the mountaintop, but it is not so. We must not act rashly in this battle. Instead, we should concentrate on guarding the roads.
So there's no mention of Jieting in Ma Chao's Wikipedia page here, so just gonna continue onwards, I guess.
Lord Ma Su, the Prime Minister distinctly said not to set up camp on the mountain.
We'd be mad to ignore such a great vantage point. I'm heading straight for the summit. It's important to adjust one's strategy to the situation. Zhuge Liang will understand.
My lord, your point is understood. However, I'm starting to get a very bad feeling about this battle.
Yeah, we already have Jiang Wei on our side. This is far after this guy is dead.
Although the summit does, we managed to successfully defend Jieting. I'll admit I had my doubts about Lord Ma Su's strategy in the beginning, though. Well, I am glad that I was able to live up to the Prime Minister's expectations. Jieting is an important victory for us in the battle against Wei. It will no doubt serve as a guide for Shu on the path toward Chang'an.
Fiction at this point.
After defending Jieting with our lives, we led several attacks on the north. Sadly, we never managed any significant progress. Meanwhile, our kingdom has dwindled and grown weak. Now, in our time of need, the kingdom of Wu is sending an army to try to conquer us. But I won't let that happen. In the name of my late master, Liu Bei, I will protect Shu. What is this strange feeling? I find myself gripping my spear not out of anger or hate. I am driven by something else entirely. What is it that makes me feel such passion?
The Three Kingdoms strategy has gone on for quite some time now.
Got it?
No.
We must try and defeat Wei and Wu while we still have the chance. The next battle is the defense of Baidi Castle. Ma Chao, you must lead the army and raise the morale of the troops. I am counting on you. There is a reason it cannot go to the battlefield, but I have prepared a number of strategies just for this type of occasion. In this battle, it shall be us who defeats Wu.
Jing Kai! You should not be out here on the battlefield.
No, I should. This is for my father and for Shu. It'll be okay. My lord, I shall protect you.
Engage the enemy as they come. I will head for the stone sentinel maze.
See, there's
Count on my spear to hold them at bay.
there's 2 maps with 2 different stone sentinel mazes, and this map is not supposed to have one. It's the other map that's supposed to have the stone sentinel maze, but it's not a stone sentinel maze. It's just a forest maze.
We defended Bai Di Castle and defeated Sun Quan thanks to everybody's bravery and Father watching over us from the heavens. I, however, was unable to do anything. From now on, I vow to become strong like everybody else, to protect this land that Father and so many others gave their lives to protect. I ask that you follow me and lend me your assistance.
It was during the final days of the year 200 AD when the Han Dynasty saw its end. Its demise ushered in a new era of chaos, brought on by several regional lords vying to rule China. There were those who sought absolute power, as well as those who fought for justice, and some simply fought for the sake of their beliefs. Many would rise and fall in their attempts to dominate the land. Ma Chao, from the land of Fufeng. He was the eldest son of Ma Teng, the ruler of Xiliang. Ma Chao was known not only for his outstanding skills in the martial arts, but also for his elaborate armor, which earned him the nickname Ma Chao the Splendid. The emperor invited Ma Teng to the capital in an effort to stop Cao Cao's manipulation of the court. However, Cao Cao learned of the plot and executed him for treason. Ma Chao's burning desire to avenge his father made him swear to eliminate Cao Cao and his ambitions. Ma Chao would ally himself with Han Sui, his father's good friend, and together engage Cao Cao at Tong Gate. However, the two could not get their revenge, as Xu Zhu came to save Cao Cao at a critical moment. Discouraged, Ma Chao wandered the land aimlessly. One day, he was discovered and welcomed by Liu Bei. Ma Chao, who had been fighting in the name of vengeance, changed his ways upon hearing about Liu Bei's ambitions to unite the land. As it had done with so many heroes before, the widespread chaos claimed Liu Bei's life following the Battle of Yiling. Bearing the will of his fallen comrades, Ma Chao decided to begin a new fight. After defeating Wu, the only enemy remaining was Wei. The Ma Chao who once fought for the sake of vengeance was no more, fighting instead on the side of justice. These tales, long forgotten in the flows of time, are about the legends of which no one can recall.
I mean, half of what happened here was complete fiction, but for the time that we had with Ma Chao and what he actually did, he was pretty cool. But again, about that like service under Liu Bei section, it really only talks about him helping out with the siege to help him, you know, get that first province for himself in the west. And then after that, there's nothing there. There's just nothing there. I guess we can assume that he took place in some battles somewhere, but like there just really was nothing here. And then of course he dies. And half of the fights we had weren't.
Who has fallen? All that remains are you scum of Wei! I stand against you not out of spite. I am led only by the light of justice. Come here. Face me.
But yeah, that is it for Ma Chao. I expected a lot more, and I'm a little surprised that there was not that much to him, honestly. Next episode is going to be on Sunday, and oops.